Hey, what's up, book lovers? My name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. It has been a really long time. This school year has been unexpectedly difficult for me, so I haven't actually been able to read a lot. That was my reason for not reading a lot or posting that much in my first semester, and when I went back the second semester, I thought I was going to be able to deal with it, but I couldn't. I actually didn't read anything basically during my semester because I was really busy studying or doing something related to school. It was just really hard for me to read. I lost all motivation to read for a while. So I'm just coming back to kind of update you guys on my reading for the past 4 or 5 months. I'm done with college and I've kind of been recuperating from what has been easily the most exhausting school year of my entire life. I'm really happy because I survived organic chemistry, and that is honestly such an accomplishment. I'm really happy that it's over. Now I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things. When I came back from college, I started to try and read more, and I haven't read as much as I wanted to, but I'm kind of getting back that motivation to read, the want to read. That's coming back little by little, and I'm really excited because this weekend I'm going to BookCon, and I'm really hoping that that's going to spark my love of reading again. Not that I don't still love reading, I do. It's just, it's been considerably harder for me to get into a book in recent months. But I do want to let you guys know what I have been reading. So the last thing that I have updated you guys on was that I had finished Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, which was amazing. So after Gemina, I wanted to pick up a book that is very much loved on BookTube to finally read it and get my own thoughts on it, and that book is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I honestly don't know why I waited so long to read this book because it was amazing. Like, it's just as good as everybody says it is, and I loved it so much. So I gave this obviously 5 out of 5 stars. I really loved the characters, I loved the plot, I love Marissa Meyer's writing, I just love it all, and I'm really excited to continue on with the rest of the series. If you don't know what the Lunar Chronicles series is about, it is a series of retellings basically, and the first book is a retelling of Cinderella, and it's kind of like an intergalactic space war kind of, but not really, because the book takes place on Earth, but you do have the lunar, I guess you could say, like, country on the moon, and they're really the threat in this series. I just absolutely love that we were in Beijing in this book, and I love the world build that Marissa Meyer put into this. It is really just an amazing book, and I understand if you're really worried about the hype, because I was as well, but I definitely recommend picking this book up. So I read Cinder literally the last week before I went to college, so I had just started the next book, which is Scarlet, also by Marissa Meyer. This one took me the longest time to finish because I was reading it while I was in school, so it took me a while. I feel like I definitely would have enjoyed it. I loved it. I still loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but I would have definitely enjoyed it a lot more if I wasn't so stressed out about school, and that was only at the beginning of the semester. So after I read this book, which follows the retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, but you still have the characters from the first book come back in this book, that was something that I was a little confused about when I was hearing about this series. I didn't know if each book was like separate characters and like we weren't going to see the original cast, but they're there. They just build off of each other. Like I said, I definitely still love this book, but it did take me a while, and I definitely would have enjoyed it a lot more if I wasn't so stressed out about school. And after I finished this one, I tried to read the next book, which was Cress. I made it through maybe the first chapter, and I put the book down, didn't read anything else until the end of the semester. Almost kind of like when finals week started, I was like, I really actually want to read something right now, and I was surprised and at the same time happy that I actually wanted to read something. So I put down the Lunar Chronicles, and I think that from now I'm just going to pick it up at a later date and reread Cinder and Scarlet, because I kind of forgot a lot of what happened in Scarlet, and I really want to go into the rest of the series focused and knowing what exactly is happening. But when I decided to pick up a book again, I knew it had to be something light, or at least a contemporary, not necessarily light. So the book that I decided to pick up was Until Friday Night by Abby Glines. This book is about a girl named Maggie who witnessed her father murder her mother. After she gave her testimony, she decided that not to speak anymore, so she hasn't been speaking. And we also follow the other main character named West, I believe. Sorry, his name is West. The reason I don't remember is because I really did not like him. Like, he was just so annoying and aggravating and followed a lot of tropes that I did not like. West's father is really sick and he's dying, so Maggie comes to live with her cousin's family, and her cousin is best friends with West, so she ends up going to this field party, and her and West meet, and it's basically just the story of them getting to know each other. West hasn't told anybody of his friends about his father, what's going on with him, but he finds comfort in telling Maggie. Maggie hasn't spoken for, I believe, 2 years, but she speaks to West because she understands his pain and finds comfort in talking to him. I would say that this book was what I needed at the time. It was not very fluffy, but it wasn't really heavy. I didn't really have to focus that much while reading it, but at the same time, I wouldn't go to say that I loved it. It was addicting, but it's definitely not one of my favorite contemporaries. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. I did not like West, like I said. Like, he was just possessive and aggravating. I did enjoy the main character, Maggie. I like that she understood that if your boyfriend gets mad that you're talking to another guy, that's not cute, that's just possessive, and it's very unhealthy. I really liked that she understood that, and she didn't just let it happen, but she actually said something about it and got mad at him for it. That's something that I was really proud of her for. I also would like to mention something that I found to be very problematic when I was reading this book way early in the beginning. This incident occurs on like page 27. It's not really a spoiler, so you don't have to worry about it. West has this girlfriend named Raleigh, and there's this altercation between Raleigh and Maggie, and she's picking on her, and another one of Brady's friends named Nash comes to Maggie's rescue, and he's defending her. The girlfriend's just kind of like, oh, like, I could have anyone I want. And then Nash is just kind of like, well, I wouldn't date you. And she says, I wouldn't want you. My daddy only lets me date white guys. And following that, there's a narration that says, I tensed up had she really just said that. Nash wasn't all white, but he wasn't all black either. He was a beautiful color. Now, when I read that, I felt like it was implied that black was not a beautiful color, and I think that's extremely problematic because black is a beautiful color. I didn't understand the point of pointing out that he wasn't all black and all white. He was a beautiful color, as if all black is an issue. So I found that to be extremely problematic. It really disappointed me so early on in the book. This is also the first book in kind of like a companion series. This is the first one. The second one is Under the Lights, which is already out, and I also own that, so I'm going to be reading that pretty soon. And the final one comes out in, I believe, August, and that one is the one that I'm most excited about because it has the synopsis that intrigues me the most. But overall, I'm going to continue because I feel like I might like the other characters that the stories are going to follow more than I liked West. And these stories are kind of like really addicting, so it's very good to read after a book like A Court of Wings and Ruin or something like that. So I'm going to be continuing on with this series for sure. So after that, I really wanted to read A Court of Wings and Ruin because by the time I came back from college, Akawar was out, and I really wanted to read it, but I didn't remember a lot of what happened in Akatar and Akamath, so I wanted to reread those books. So after Until Friday Night, I ended up picking up A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. If you don't know what this book is about, I'm honestly surprised, but it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling with Fae involved. I have a book talk up for this book, so if you want to go check that out, I'll leave that link down below so you get more of an idea of what this book is about. But I really actually enjoyed this book a lot more the second time around than I did the first time around. I had more of an appreciation for Feyre in this book, and I really liked her character a lot more the second time around. Knowing what I knew after I read the second book, Akamath, helped me get through the parts that I didn't really like when I read this the first time. With that being said though, I still love A Court of Mist and Fury like so much more than I love this book. If you don't know, A Court of Mist and Fury is the second book in the trilogy that is now going to have a companion, book, so it's like a trilogy, part of a series. I don't know how to explain it, but this is the second book. It's huge. It's also a lot better than the first book because the first time I read it, I did not really like the first book that much. I thought it was a decent book, but I didn't think it was worth the hype that it was getting. This is amazing. Like, this book is so good. However, for some strange reason, I have not been able to get far in this book and finish it as fast as I would have liked to. I don't know why, but that doesn't mean that I don't love this book. I'm rereading this book and I still want to continue rereading before I start Akawar, because as I was rereading this book, I was like, oh my god, I forgot that happened. Oh my god, I forgot that happened. I really want to go into Akawar with like knowing all of this stuff so that I'm focused on this book and I know what's going on. I can kind of try and predict where the book is going. I got about 250 pages in and I was not getting anywhere. I was just falling more into a slump, and I knew I did not need that right now just as I was getting back into reading. So I put this book down for a while. I am going to go back to it very, very, very soon because I definitely want to read A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I'm so excited to finally wrap that trilogy up and see where everything's gonna go. If you are interested, I also have a spoiler and non-spoiler book talk for A Court of Mist and Fury that I will leave linked down below. So I did put this book down and picked up Dumplin' by Julie Murphy, which I'm so excited to be reading. I'm almost 100 pages into this book. I'm trying to finish it before I go to BookCon. Not sure how that's gonna go. This is a YA contemporary centered around this girl named Willow Dean, who is a self-proclaimed fat girl. She knows she's fat and she calls herself that, and that's how she introduces herself to people because she just wants to get that out of the way, because she is like, the first thing that people notice about me is my weight and my body and how I look. She's very, very confident in herself. Now, her mom is the coordinator, I guess you could say, of the beauty pageant in her town, which is like such a huge deal. Willow Dean has a crush on this private school boy named Beau. Boy and Beau sound really familiar, so it's like hard for me to say it in one sentence. But they start to get closer and he shows interest in her, and then Willow starts doubting herself and her confidence, which is something that she's never really done before. So she decides that the best way to gain her confidence back is to enter the beauty pageant herself. So I'm really excited to get up to that part and really see her gain back her confidence. Really enjoying the book so far. Definitely not one of the best YA contemporaries that I've read at this point, but I am liking what I'm reading and I'm really excited to finish it and hopefully finish it before BookCon. So those are all of the books that I've been reading, and hopefully I'm going to finish Dumplin' soon, get back into Akamath, finish Akawar. I really need to do that, and then I have to read Welcome to the Shadowhunter Academy. I have to reread Lady Midnight, and then I'm really excited to read Lord of Shadows. I've been hearing amazing things about it. I'm just really scared about what's gonna happen because I love these characters so much, and I don't want to have to wait until 2019 for book 3, but at least we're getting a book in 2018. So I'm really excited to go to BookCon this weekend and get some new books and hopefully get back into the reading groove. And let me know if you guys are going to BookCon. If you are, what are you most excited about? I'm really excited to finally be able to meet Cassandra Clare. I'm also hoping to grab a few arcs on the way. If you guys have read any of these books, let me know what your thoughts on them were and let me know what you've been reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye!